Arrogance is a silent killer of relationships, opportunities, and personal growth. It lurks in the shadows of our interactions, often unnoticed until it's too late. But what if I told you there's a simple way to spot it before it wreaks havoc in your life? Have you ever felt belittled or dismissed by someone, left wondering if you're truly inadequate? Or perhaps you've witnessed a colleague consistently dominating conversations, leaving no room for others' ideas? These questions tap into common experiences with arrogant individuals, creating an immediate connection with the viewer. By addressing these relatable situations, we're setting the stage for a compelling exploration of arrogance and its impact on our lives. In this video, we'll delve deep into the world of arrogance, unmasking its subtle manifestations and exploring its profound effects on both the arrogant individual and those around them. Drawing from Stoic wisdom and modern psychology, we'll equip you with practical tools to identify arrogant behavior quickly and effectively. More importantly, we'll discuss how to navigate interactions with arrogant people while maintaining your own peace of mind and self-worth. By watching this video, you'll gain invaluable insights that will transform your personal and professional relationships. You'll learn to recognize arrogance in its various forms, protecting yourself from its negative influence. This knowledge will help you develop a deeper understanding of human behavior, enhancing your emotional intelligence. You'll cultivate empathy and compassion, even for those who challenge your patience, and strengthen your own character by contrasting it with arrogant tendencies. Applying Stoic principles, you'll maintain inner tranquility in the face of difficult personalities. Armed with this knowledge, you'll navigate social interactions with greater ease and confidence, fostering more meaningful connections and creating a positive ripple effect in your community. Now, let's embark on this transformative journey together, as we uncover the easiest and fastest way to identify arrogant people. Imagine walking into a room filled with diverse personalities, each with their own unique energy and presence. Among them, there's an individual who seems to command attention effortlessly. Their voice carries an air of unwavering certainty. Their posture exudes an almost regal confidence. At first glance, you might mistake this for charisma or natural leadership, but as you observe more closely, you start to notice subtle signs that point to something deeper, something more insidious: arrogance. Arrogance, my friends, is like a toxic perfume. It might seem attractive at first, but prolonged exposure leaves those around it feeling suffocated and diminished. It's a trait that has toppled empires, destroyed relationships, and stunted the growth of countless individuals throughout history. Yet, despite its destructive power, arrogance often goes unrecognized until it's too late. But fear not, for today we're going to arm you with the tools to spot arrogance from a mile away. We'll peel back the layers of bravado and self-importance to reveal the insecurities that often lie beneath. This knowledge isn't about judging others or feeling superior. Quite the opposite. It's about protecting your own mental well-being and fostering genuine, meaningful connections with those around you. As we delve into this topic, I want you to think about the people in your life. Perhaps there's a colleague who never seems to acknowledge others' contributions. Or maybe there's a friend who consistently turns conversations back to themselves. These could be signs of arrogance, but they could also be manifestations of other complex emotions and experiences. That's why it's crucial to approach this subject with both discernment and compassion. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." This wisdom reminds us that understanding arrogance isn't just about identifying it in others. It's also about recognizing and addressing our own potential for arrogant behavior. As we progress through this video, we'll explore the subtle and not-so-subtle signs of arrogance. We'll discuss how arrogance differs from confidence, and why it's essential to nurture the latter while guarding against the former. You'll learn practical strategies for dealing with arrogant individuals without compromising your own values or peace of mind. But more than that, This journey will be one of self-reflection and personal growth. By understanding the roots of arrogance, we open ourselves up to deeper empathy and more authentic connections. We'll discover how embracing humility can lead to greater strength and resilience in the face of life's challenges. So, are you ready to embark on this transformative exploration? Are you prepared to sharpen your perceptions and deepen your understanding of human nature? Let's begin by examining the first and perhaps most telling sign of arrogance: the inability to listen. Picture this. You're in a conversation with someone, sharing an important experience or idea. As you speak, you notice their eyes darting around the room, their fingers tapping impatiently on the table. The moment you pause for breath, they jump in, not to ask a question or offer insight, but to steer the conversation towards themselves. This, my friends, is a classic sign of arrogance. Arrogant individuals often struggle with genuine listening. They're so consumed by their own thoughts, opinions, and desire to be heard that they fail to truly engage with others. This inability to listen stems from a deep-seated belief that their own perspective is superior, that they have nothing to learn from those around them. But here's the truth. Every person we encounter has something valuable to teach us. Every conversation is an opportunity for growth, for expanding our understanding of the world and ourselves. When we approach interactions with this mindset, we open ourselves up to a wealth of wisdom and experiences that arrogance would otherwise blind us to. The Stoic philosopher Zeno wisely said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the antidote to arrogance: the art of active listening. When we truly listen, we demonstrate respect, empathy, and a genuine interest in others. We create space for meaningful dialogue and mutual understanding. But how can we spot the difference between someone who's simply confident and someone who's crossed the line into arrogance? The key lies in observing their reactions to differing opinions or constructive criticism. A confident person welcomes diverse perspectives, seeing them as opportunities for growth and learning. An arrogant individual, on the other hand, often becomes defensive or dismissive when their views are challenged. Imagine a team meeting where ideas are being shared for a new project. A confident team member might say, "That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't considered that angle. Can you elaborate on how you think it would work?" In contrast, an arrogant person might respond with, "That won't work. My idea is clearly the best solution here." Notice the difference. The confident individual acknowledges the value in others' contributions, while the arrogant one shuts down dialogue and asserts their superiority. This behavior not only stifles creativity and collaboration, but also creates an environment of fear and resentment. As we navigate our personal and professional lives, it's crucial to be aware of these subtle distinctions. By recognizing the signs of arrogance, we can protect ourselves from its negative influence and foster more positive, productive relationships. But let's take a moment to look inward. Have you ever caught yourself dismissing someone's ideas without fully considering them? Or perhaps you felt a twinge of annoyance when someone disagreed with your opinion. These moments of self-reflection are invaluable. They remind us that the potential for arrogance exists within all of us, and it's our responsibility to keep it in check. The Stoic practice of self-examination is a powerful tool in this regard. Each day, take a few moments to reflect on your interactions. Did you truly listen to others? Did you approach conversations with an open mind? By cultivating this habit of self-awareness, we can catch ourselves in moments of arrogance and course-correct before it negatively impacts our relationships. Remember, the goal isn't to eradicate confidence or assertiveness from our personalities. These qualities, when balanced with humility and empathy, are essential for personal growth and effective leadership. The key is to strike a balance, to stand firm in our convictions while remaining open to the wisdom and experiences of others. As we continue our exploration of arrogance, let's turn our attention to another telltale sign: the need for constant validation and attention. This characteristic often manifests in subtle ways, making it particularly insidious and difficult to identify at first glance. The need for constant validation is like an insatiable hunger that drives arrogant individuals to seek the spotlight at every opportunity. It's as if they're performing on a grand stage, with the world as their audience, constantly craving applause and admiration. This behavior often stems from deep-seated insecurities and a fragile sense of self-worth. Consider the colleague who dominates every meeting, interjecting their opinion on every topic, even those outside their expertise. Or the friend who can't seem to celebrate your achievements without somehow making it about themselves. These are manifestations of the arrogant person's desperate need for attention and validation. But why is this need so powerful, so all-consuming for the arrogant individual? The answer lies in the fragile nature of their self-esteem. Despite their outward bravado, arrogant people often harbor deep-seated doubts about their own worth. They rely on external validation to prop up their sense of self, like a house of cards that could collapse at any moment. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius offers us wisdom on this matter. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This teaching reminds us that true confidence and self-worth come from within, not from the fleeting opinions of others. As we observe this behavior in others, it's crucial to approach it with compassion. Remember, the arrogant individual's need for constant validation often masks a profound inner struggle. By understanding this, we can respond with empathy rather than frustration or resentment. However, understanding doesn't mean enabling. When faced with someone who consistently seeks to dominate conversations or steal the spotlight, it's important to set boundaries. This can be as simple as gently redirecting the conversation to include other voices, or acknowledging their input while making space for others to contribute. In our own lives, we can guard against this aspect of arrogance by cultivating genuine self-esteem and inner confidence. This involves recognizing our inherent worth as human beings, separate from our achievements or the opinions of others. It means celebrating our successes without needing to broadcast them to the world, and finding joy in the accomplishments of others without feeling diminished. The Stoic practice of negative visualization can be particularly helpful here. By regularly contemplating what life would be like without the things we value, our health, our loved ones, our achievements, we develop a deeper appreciation for what we have. This gratitude serves as an antidote to the insatiable need for validation that fuels arrogance. As we continue our journey of understanding and identifying arrogance, let's explore another key indicator: the inability to admit mistakes or accept responsibility. This trait is perhaps one of the most damaging aspects of arrogance, as it hinders personal growth and erodes trust in relationships. The inability to admit mistakes or accept responsibility is a hallmark of arrogance that can have far-reaching consequences. It's like a fortress built to protect the ego, with walls so high that they block out the light of personal growth and meaningful connection. This aspect of arrogance not only stunts the individual's development, but also creates a toxic environment for those around them. Imagine a leader who never acknowledges their missteps, always finding ways to shift blame onto their team members. Or consider a partner who can never say, "I'm sorry," instead twisting situations to make themselves appear faultless. These behaviors stem from a deep-seated fear of vulnerability and an inflated sense of self-importance. The arrogant individual often views admitting mistakes as a sign of weakness, failing to realize that true strength lies in acknowledging our imperfections and learning from them. As Epictetus wisely said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This powerful statement reminds us that growth often requires us to embrace our mistakes and shortcomings. But why is it so difficult for arrogant people to admit when they're wrong? The answer lies in their fragile self-image. Despite outward appearances of confidence, arrogant individuals often struggle with deep-seated insecurities. Admitting a mistake feels like a threat to their carefully constructed facade of perfection. However, this refusal to accept responsibility comes at a great cost. It erodes trust in relationships, both personal and professional. People begin to view the arrogant individual as unreliable and self-serving. Over time, this can lead to isolation and a breakdown in communication. As we observe this behavior in others, it's important to approach it with a balance of understanding and firm boundaries. We can model accountability by openly acknowledging our own mistakes and demonstrating that doing so doesn't diminish our worth or competence. At the same time, we must be careful not to enable this behavior by accepting false narratives or shouldering blame that isn't ours to bear. In our own lives, we can guard against this aspect of arrogance by cultivating a growth mindset. This involves viewing mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities for learning and improvement. It means embracing vulnerability and recognizing that our worth isn't tied to being perfect or always being right. The Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort can be particularly helpful in this regard. By intentionally putting ourselves in challenging situations where we might fail or make mistakes, we become more comfortable with imperfection. We learn to separate our sense of self-worth from our performance, developing a more resilient and authentic confidence. As we delve deeper into the signs of arrogance, let's explore another crucial indicator: the tendency to belittle or dismiss others. This behavior often manifests as a subtle form of aggression, disguised as intelligence or wit, but its impact on relationships and team dynamics can be devastating. The tendency to belittle or dismiss others is perhaps one of the most insidious manifestations of arrogance. It's like a poison that seeps into conversations, corroding relationships and creating an atmosphere of fear and resentment. This behavior often masquerades as wit or intelligence, but its true nature is rooted in a deep-seated need to feel superior. Picture a colleague who constantly interrupts others with phrases like, "Well, actually," or "That's not quite right." Or imagine a friend who dismisses your experiences with comments like, "That's nothing compared to what I went through." These subtle put-downs and dismissals are the weapons of choice for the arrogant individual, used to elevate themselves at the expense of others. But why do arrogant people feel the need to belittle others? The answer lies in their fragile self-esteem. By diminishing others, they create an illusion of superiority that temporarily bolsters their own sense of worth. It's a defense mechanism, a way of protecting themselves from the perceived threat of others' success or intelligence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus offers wisdom on this matter. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This profound statement reminds us that true growth and wisdom often come from embracing humility and being open to learning from others, regardless of their status or perceived intelligence. As we encounter this behavior in others, it's crucial to approach it with a combination of assertiveness and empathy. We can calmly but firmly point out when someone's comments are dismissive or belittling, explaining how their words impact others. At the same time, we can try to understand the insecurities that might be driving this behavior, offering compassion while maintaining healthy boundaries. In our own lives, we must be vigilant against the creep of this arrogant tendency. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling superior, especially when we're knowledgeable about a particular subject. But true wisdom lies in recognizing that every person we meet has something to teach us, regardless of their background or education. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization, can be a powerful tool in combating this aspect of arrogance. By regularly contemplating scenarios where we might be wrong or where others might know more than us, we cultivate humility and openness to new ideas. As we continue our exploration of arrogance, let's turn our attention to another key indicator: the inability to celebrate others' successes. This trait often reveals itself in subtle ways, but its impact on relationships and team dynamics can be profound. In conclusion, Recognizing and understanding arrogance is a powerful tool for personal growth and fostering healthier relationships. We've explored the key signs: the inability to listen, the constant need for validation, the refusal to admit mistakes, and the tendency to belittle others. By being aware of these traits, both in ourselves and in those around us, we can cultivate a more empathetic, humble, and authentic approach to life. Remember, the goal isn't to judge or condemn, but to understand and grow. Arrogance often stems from deep-seated insecurities, and by recognizing this, we can approach it with compassion while still maintaining healthy boundaries. As we practice Stoic principles of self-reflection, humility, and inner strength, we develop a resilience that allows us to navigate even the most challenging interactions with grace and wisdom. Let this knowledge empower you to build more meaningful connections, to lead with authenticity, and to continually evolve into the best version of yourself. By embracing humility and empathy, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more understanding and harmonious world. As you move forward, carry with you the words of Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Let this be your guide in facing arrogance, both within yourself and in others, with courage, compassion, and unwavering inner peace.